Europa Conference League returns this week with 8 clubs all duking it out to get their hands on the trophy at the end of the campaign. Who's going to take advantage in the quarterfinals? First legs, we're going to take a look at it. All of it next. Game with our prediction video today. We're taking a look back, of course, and look forward to, of course, the next rounds over in the Europa Conference League, and we'll get to that in a second. If you know where you've been, smash the old subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for the Europa Conference League is right here under one Ruski, of course. 8 clubs left, including the likes of Villa, Olympiacos, Fiorentina, all trying to get their hands on a bit of silverware at the end of the campaign. Who's going to take advantage this week with the first legs of those quarterfinals? We'll see in just a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you do, where the hell are you been? Smash the old subscribe, boys and girls. So, of course, there is 4 matches this week. Then, of course, 4 matches next week to see who will be those 4 final or the next 4 clubs to get through to the semi-finals, of course. Meanwhile, make sure you check out the other video on the Conference League on the channel. Should be live right about now, or maybe tomorrow, who I think will go the distance and lift the trophy at the end of the campaign. Of course, there was lots of drama to had before then, but let's get back into it, to the hot seat, and look back at how we all got on last time around there. So these were the games in the last 16. They are the second legs of those last 16 playoffs. Didn't really do too well on the predicted league, but there's a reason behind that, because I didn't put any fucking little bonus players in, did I? So anyway, let's take a look at it. Of course, there were 8 games to look back. Fiorentina only mustered a draw 1-1 against Maccabi Haifa, but they did go through 5-4 on aggregate. Meanwhile, PAOK Dynamo Zagreb 1-1 draw. Final score on the night. Actually, it wasn't. That was my prediction. 5-1 it was. 5-3 PAOK, of course, from Greece. Demolition job of Zagreb. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce loss on the day to Union Saint-Gilloise, but they went through 3-1 on aggregate to go through to those quarterfinals. Victoria Pilsen, they are, of course, the dark horse right now. 0-0 draw against Servette. Penalties, 3-1, of course, and that was the deciding factor. I went with the 1-0 win for Pilsen, but of course, they did go through none the same. Meanwhile, Maccabi Tel Aviv lost a big time to Olympiacos, 6-1 after extra time. Is that right? 7-5 on aggregate. Big comeback from Olympiacos there. I went with the 1-1 draw myself. Meanwhile, Lille did draw with Sturm Graz from Austria. I went with a 2-0 with myself. 4-1 on aggregate. Lille go through. And then bottom of the tables here, we've got Club Brugge taking out Molde 3-0 on the night. A 1-1 draw, my score. 4-2 aggregate. Club Brugge go through, Molde go out, and Villa 4-0 demolition job of Ajax, 2-1 in my eyes, and on aggregate 4-0 they go through to the quarterfinals, of course. So those were my picks. What about the leaderboard? Well, the leaderboard looks like this. This is, of course, for this past week. Motto with an impressive 33 points. Well done to him. Nico, I'm not going to win this at all. I'm not going to be nowhere near. We've got Nico CT with 27 points there. Costas K 26, and then the chasing pack here, guys. Here I am, poor, very, very poor. And that's just on me. It's on me. I didn't do the due diligence and put the first scorers and all that. But regardless, I wouldn't have won anyway. But the overall leaderboard looks like this. It's Costas K with 395, tops the charts there. Motto in second, 390. Nico CD 378. Hans Worst and Ferris 77. I think it's a top 5 race realistically. But Ottoman and Vincent, maybe myself, have a bit of an argument to say that we might still be in this one, but I don't think so. So anyway, those were the picks, and that's the state of play in the prediction league. But what about the next round of games? Of course, they are coming thick and fast right now, because it is going to be what is it going to be? It's double, the quarterfinals are coming at you in quick succession. So let's jump into it right here, right now. Only 4 games today, 4 games next week. So let's take a long hard look at them, starting with Victoria Pilsen against Fiorentina. That's right. One of the early kickoffs on Thursday, April the 11th. Now, these two sides, according to my data, have never played each other. Pilsen, though, 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. What we got, 75% form for them right now, 4 wins the last 6 games. Of course, against the Fiorentina side, 50% form for them right now, 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. Of course, quick look at Victoria Pilsen's recent record. They did pick up a 0-0 draw this past weekend against Cavana. Of course, they are looking forward to this game against Fiorentina. We'll take a look at the odds shortly. Fiorentina, though, on the back of a 1-0 loss to Juventus over in Serie A this past weekend. So both sides coming into this on the back of goalless affairs this past weekend. Were they saving themselves for this midweek action? We'll see about that shortly, of course. The odds right here, right now, for Victoria Pilsen, 3-1 for them. For the victory, 23-10 is the draw. draw. Even Stevens, of course, is your Fiorentina. That's right. Of course, a quick recap of Victoria Pilsen. They came through Group C, a perfect record for them. And, of course, Fiorentina coming through a Group F without defeat in the campaign as well. A quick also look at the odds for both of these two sides to win the trophy at the end of the campaign. We have Fiorentina. They are second favourites right now, 3-1. Victoria Pilsen are way out there, the 20-1, one of the outsiders, of course. But Victoria Pilsen at home are going to be difficult to beat. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. I know it sounds a bit, what's going on here? What's going on here? I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw, if I can get back to it. That's right, there it is. Get back to it. A 0-0 draw, if I can. Why won't you let me? Don't you want me to give it a 0-0 draw? I am going to go with a 0-0 draw, which means there's going to be no first team to score, no first player to score. The booster, not yet, not yet. Don't get too happy about it. Meanwhile, next up we do have Olympiacos against Fenerbahce. That's right, coming at you over in Greece. That's right, again, one of the early kickoffs on Thursday, the April the 11th. Of course, played each other 4 times, according to my data, since 2014, 2 wins apiece. Of course, no draws so far. Olympiacos with a big 3-0 win, their biggest, scoring 7 goals in those 4 games, 1.75 goals a game on average. Fenerbahce 3-2 win, their biggest, scoring 5 goals in those 4 games, 1.25 goals a game on average. They're coming at you. Fenerbahce, 83% form for them right now. 5 wins the last 6 games. They are top with, of course, 12 points. Olympiacos on 50% form for them right now. Won 3 and lost 3 over the last 6. However, winning 3 out of the last 4. Of course, Fenerbahce in the news for the wrong reasons. Oh, this is the the Turkish League's going through a bit of madness right now, of course. But the previous record between these two sides over in Greece was a 1-0 win for Olympiacos way back in November 2021. That was in the Europa League Group D group phase way back a few seasons ago. In fact, Olympiacos back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets against Fenerbahce. Of course, they also come into this on the back of a 5-1 win. Olympiacos over Lamia over in the Superliga in Greece. Fenerbahce picking up a 4-2 win over Adana about a week or so back. In the Superliga in Turkey. Of course, the odds here we have 13-10 is your Olympiacos, 12-5 the draw, 2-1 is your Fenerbahce. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Olympiacos on the night. This doesn't mean they're going to go through, but a 2-1 win on the night for Olympiacos to see if they, of course, get a bit of an upper hand in this 2-legged affair. Meanwhile, Villa up against Lille, of course, a bit of a ding-dong affair over in the quarterfinals here. We've got Aston Villa coming at you with 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. Of course, just 1 win in the last 4 though. Meanwhile, Lille coming into this on 75% form for them right now, winning or unbeaten at least the last 7 games, winning 3 of the last 6 as well, including a 3-1 win over Marseille most recently. It's actually been back-to-back home wins for Lille in the League 1, with Villa on the back of a 3-3 draw against Brentford. Haven't won since that all-important Midlands derby or Black Country derby or whatever they want to call it against Wolverhampton Wanderers back at the end of March. Of course, both sides are highly fancy to go the distance here. Aston Villa are 7-4 to lift the trophy. They are favoured right now, with Lille third favourites 5-1, of course. And if we recap the journey so far, Villa coming through Group E, a difficult Group E with the likes of Legia Warsaw and AZ Alkmaar. Lille coming out of this one top of Group A without a defeat as well, with the likes of Slovan Bratislava as well. So we know that. The odds for the victory on this one then, shall we? We've got Aston Villa 13-8 on for the victory, 3-1 is the draw, 17-4 is your away win. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Villa on this one, which will put them in the upper hand, of course, heading into the final one. Then we wrap it all up with, of course, the last one here, Club Brugge against PAOK, of course, joining Aston Villa and Lille on the later kickoffs on Thursday, April the 11th. They have played each other 3 times since 2010. 1 win for PAOK, nothing for Bruges, 2 draws so far. Bruges, you haven't got the win, but they have scored 2 goals in those 3 games, 0.67 goals a game on average. Meanwhile, PAOK come into this on with that win, 2-0 win it was, 4 goals scored over the course of those 3 games, 1.33 goals a game on average. They're unbeaten in the last 4 games now, 58% form for them. Up against a Club Brugge side, also on 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Last time around, over in Belgium, it was a friendly, so we're not really looking at that. But of course, the last time played each other in competitive action, it was a 1-1 draw back in September 2010. It was a Europa League group phase way back when. Bruges on the back of a 3-1 win over Anderlecht. PAOK on the back of a 2-2 draw against Athens. The odds for this one, that's AEK Athens, is 5-4 on is your Bruges, 14-5 is the draw, 10-3 is of course your away win here. The odds for the title here, 10-1 is your Club Bruges. We've got PAOK, 5th, actually they are 7th underdogs here, 22-1 to go the distance as well. Quick look at the recap of how they got to this stage. Club Bruges, where are you? How did you get through here? Did you come via the Europa League? They may have just done that, coming through via the Europa League. PAOK coming through. How did you get through here? You came through as top as Group G, also without a defeat. Of course, tight one to call on this one. I'm going to go with a draw myself on this. Another draw to wrap it all up. And again, don't forget to put your booster and all this kind of jazz. I think I'm going to play the booster for Olympiacos. We're going to do all these other bits and pieces. There's going to be nothing here for first team to score. I'm going to first team to score on the Club Bruges one. We'll go, Club Bruges for that. Again, I'm looking at, it's a bit of a wild stab in the dark here. Not really going to put too much effort into that. But you guys can do just that as well. So make sure you get your picks in, of course, as we look forward to those quarterfinals first legs. We'll be back for those second legs whenever they return. But until then, subscribe, smash the old like button, of course. See you later next time around. And, of course, get your predictions in to see if you can predict me, the Prediction King.